First video I've made in a while. Zone 8B. Zone 8B. These are Yukons. It's Portland, Oregon, for if you're not looking at Zone 8B. I'm thinking about getting some cinder blocks and trying to bury these a little bit more so I can get a higher potato yield. Maybe it's too late. I don't know. I'd like to do more research. Same with the red Pontiacs. Looks like they haven't bolted up quite as much as the Yukons. Let me know, people. And we got the German butterballs. I was really excited to eat these this fall. It's middle June in Zone 8B, and I'm thinking about piling up cinder blocks so I can put more dirt on top of these. Would I get a higher potato yield at this point, or is it too late? Got some carrots going, some radishes, an onion plant. It's doing pretty good. Radishes just have been popping through all spring. It's just amazing to me how quickly radishes pop from those little seeds into a full bulb and are edible. Got the cabbage coming up. Need to do a better job with the slugs and slug baiting. Lots of kale. Need to start cutting on that and eating it. I'm like my buddy Brahim does. I want to do a better job because Brahim eats out of his garden almost every day, and he's in great shape for being the old fart that he is. So now the tomatoes. The question with the tomatoes is, should I have pruned them more aggressively? Right, we're starting to get some bulbs or some blooms to turn into bulbs, but I don't know if I should have trimmed them more aggressively in the spring to get the suckers out of them, or just let them go. Should I trim them now? Keep trimming them through the summer. I never expected them to get this close together when I planted them, because they're already in mid-June. They're already bigger than they were last year when I had them at a slightly different spot in the garden, and a slightly different location, and planted them a little bit later, not too much later. But now they're just going gangbusters. Haven't used any fertilizer except for whatever's in the mushroom compost that I tilled in, whatever nutrients and whatnot are in the mushroom compost and the soil that I tilled in early this spring, about March. These were all planted from starts. But again, the question is, should I still prune these tomato plants a lot more will that damage them or what? Looks like we're getting some wilt. I don't know why these are wilting like this. First year of a real serious garden. I definitely have learned so much, and I have a lot more to learn. I have an infinite amount more to learn. A lot of things I'm going to do differently next year. I have some bulbs on this plant. So my little 1.5-year-old nephew was clumsying around in the garden, and he stepped on this plant. He didn't kill it, but that's why it's so stunted and deformed. He was just stomping and plodding around like toddlers do. Little monkey. He's a cute kid. But that's why that plant looks so much stunted and different than all the others. But I'm worried at this point that the garden's not going to be navigatable in a few weeks throughout the peak of summer, simply because maybe I planted these too close together. I didn't prune them. So you tell me what you think. Got some artichoke bulbs here. So is this opened enough? Right? Are we there? Right? I know these aren't ready yet. They're not quite as big, but this artichoke plant is 2 or 3 years old and has come back from some previous seasons. I'm excited about that. And then the corn. Planted the corn a little bit too early. I got the one tall renegade that I planted mid-April, I want to say, and then the rest of these were replanted a few weeks ago, and they're catching up a little bit. Got the sunflowers going here for heat. I'm going to actually wrap these sunflowers around as a shade plant, and then we got a pumpkin underneath to weave in around it. And of course, no corn row would be properly represented without the god of corn looking over it. Beans piece. Anyway, tell me what you think. And next year, there's definitely going to be some hard measurements, a good scale layout, better research on companion planting, and what have you. But the big two concerns were, should I keep boxing up the potatoes and keep getting the soil on them, or is it too late? And what do I do about these tomato plants? Because the amount of tomato crop, as you can see, we've got a lot of blooms now, which this is exciting, right? But if the garden isn't navigatable without damaging the plants, it's not going to do me any good. So let me know what you think.